'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time, and this year as I sing this song, and I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. Oh, a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
You ready, Joe?
And I gotta leave.
What, GL number, what is this?
1578, sir.
Well, I'm asking you. How you doing, Rook?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Okay.
You said you weren't going to eat at Cedar Lake, but you did.
I
Or
did.
was that just an hors d'oeuvre?
And you know, it was a really good. It was a quality hamburger.
I had a cheeseburger.
Why are we not?
What's the deal here? Oh, I got
See. We got a dead.
I can. He doesn't need it till the break. I can come over and fix it because I'm actually rolling on YouTube, sir.
Okay.
Are we on right now?
Well, just on YouTube. But
Hi. Josh.
are you ready?
Yeah.
Rolling.
Yes.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1578. July 14th, 2025, 108 degrees on this day in 1936. You can pretty much write off the month of July for 1936. She was a hot one, and most records were established in 1936. On this morning in 1930, it was 50 degrees. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Look at this. Now I'll figure out how to hold it up.
Hell yeah.
Isn't that cool? Lem did this. Lem is quite noted for his lettering in the old car world and the racing world. Lem Turnberg.
But the
Look
video
at
of him
that.
doing it in one shot, I talked to him and I said, that is such a total art. I was very impressed.
Well, I was saying earlier, I bet he got a good grade in art class.
Probably.
You
like
know?
Dave Carver,
Well, I don't know
not the
who that
only-
is.
a classmate of mine, real good artist.
Well, not that we would have known.
no, you would have known that.
Look, you're on here, and well, Chris is on here. He shouldn't be. He didn't make it because his kids
Ooh.
were in a
Ooh,
They were playing state tournament
kids were
baseball.
in a state tournament championship.
I
That's
apologize
gonna hurt the grade.
for not making
Where should we put this, fellas?
I think it should be over Matthew's right shoulder so we can all see it. That's where I would put
I
it.
thought that was going to be reserved for advertising.
Matt, put this behind you and see if we can see it.
how's
It
he gonna-
still smells like fresh paint.
It has been the video that Rookie was referring to.
Other way, other way.
Closer. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be fun if it was there, but
I think we should put it there. But I hate to drill a hole in
But
it.
then the first advertiser that wants over my shoulder, this is coming down. we'll put
Lem,
it in
then
a
you're
better
going. You're
spot.
getting the boot, Lem.
Right, yeah. But Lem, I am very impressed, and we will work on getting that put up
The
there.
video that Rookie was referring to is retweeted from my account on the GL account that Kenny sent us all
I
on
actually
Saturday.
have a whole bunch of people that need to be thanked for that, Joe.
For the painting?
For everything that we did on Saturday. Of
It
course.
was really cool. I mean, if I was a young guy on the dating scene, that's where I'd take my gal.
First date, second, third. When would you bring her there?
You'd have to be an early one. I would test her on the Matrix, see if she could put up with it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Gabe already said, I'm going back there, so we're going to go back in a
Cedar
Saturday
Lake
night.
Speedway has been there. Are you ready? Since 1957.
Wow.
It's damn near 70 years, and it's still in the middle of nowhere, which I find to be a ray
That's
of
good.
hope.
It keeps out the riffraff and the food.
It has nothing to do with riffraff.
Fantastic.
It's just out there.
This was all the brainchild of one of the owners, Brad Both, and he's the one that got the ball rolling and pulled the whole thing off. Butch and Linda and Badger Excavating, we used their spots for the tailgating during the race. We want to thank them. They also wrote the check for the two-seater ride. The roommate did 5 laps in anger in that two-seater late model that was sitting by us there.
Was she screaming?
Yeah.
Is screaming in delight, Joe. That it was her birthday.
Wow.
And that was the best birthday ride she's ever received.
I think I get what you mean.
Shutting you down.
She was grinning and smiling and so happy. I imagine her face had to hurt. She was very, very happy. So
Wonderful.
That's a great
thanks to
birthday
them.
gift.
Thanks to Daryl, the driver. And before you left, we took you for a ride in the golf court into the pits. And
Yes,
we
we
talked
did.
to a national level racer, Sam Mars from MB Customs. He drives the house car for them. And he let us look at the car and the toter home and the trailer, and we asked a whole bunch of dumb questions. And we just want to give thanks to Sam Mars and the MB Customs crew for letting us invade their workspace.
Let me tell you something. That's a terribly expensive hobby.
Yeah.
You got to be good at it.
Well, not only that, but what they have invested just in their equipment trailer. is amazing.
In the case of Sam and MB Customs, he drives the house car. MB Customs designs and sells race chassis and other parts. So that's how they make their living. They make their living in racing.
Well, do you know that it was just a slice of GL Americana?
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It's a celebration of cylinders.
Yeah. Dale wants to know, why is it okay to say Canadian wildfire smoke, but it wasn't okay to call COVID a Chinese virus? That's a pretty good point.
All right.
That's a pretty good point.
I'll note that.
You know, speaking of the smoke, I don't know why it would be, but the closer I got to Cedar Lake Speedway, the less smoke there was in the air Saturday.
I'll attest to that.
Plenty in the Twin Cities.
Did they have signs like?
Which I had left 2 or 3 hours before to get there because I really took the roundabout way.
Yeah, you did.
Would you guys agree, though, that Friday was way worse?
Oh my God!
Yes,
it was awful.
by a mile.
And I was up in Cambridge with Will, and I could barely breathe. It was that bad with my asthma. It was just awful.
I've got a number of emails that I would like to get through. They're all rather cheerful. Most of them are cheerful. Joe, today's ray of hope is related to my morning walk while wearing my Garage Logic T-shirt the chief procurer bought me a few years ago.
Here's today's ray of hope.
Most likely as a message to throw away the 20-year-old T-shirts that fill my T-shirt drawer. As the mutt and I were walking, 3 women were gabbing and jogging behind me. Instead of hearing the on your left, which 99% of the people are,
Right.
I heard Garage Logic, woohoo! The wonderful person proclaimed herself as the queen of pushback, fighter of government-run school DEI, all hail the queen of pushback.
Love that.
Let this be a message for garage logicians everywhere. Don't fear common sense and publicly espousing positive values. We are the majority. No need to be bullied. Hail the common sense. Hail garage logic. Pushing back every damn day because we must. Dan Schultz.
Nice. Hail Dan.
That's like when I go for my walks on Summit.
Yeah, but no, it's a different thing.
People out of the side of their mouth say, I want
He
to
probably looked respectable and you look like a bum.
And this guy wants to say, I apologize that I didn't get to attend the Very British Car Show and the Cedar Lake Speedway Town Council event, but it was his son's 8th birthday, Bruce. This is from Ben.
Nice try. We don't do birthdays.
This is from Ben at Masters Maples.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, his son, Bruce, was 8 on Saturday, and he wants us to wish him a happy birthday.
Nice try.
We don't
Even
do that.
great sponsors, we don't send a need
I really
to.
don't care if
Exceptions to
it's
the
your
rule.
birthday.
Yeah.
What was it, his 8th birthday?
That's right.
Poor kid.
And then who's this? This is Josh Stensland from Winnebago, Minnesota. Whomever came up with the idea for the British Car Show and dirt track racing as a GL event deserves a raise. Was that Kenny's idea?
I think that's Kenny.
The get together on Saturday was one of GL's best, from networking with some gentlemen who might be able to help me with my Triumph Spitfire project, to talking with you and the GL crew, to meeting other GLers and watching some great dirt track racing, including one of the cleanest late model features in my memory.
Yeah.
It was a great day. You and the guys are to be congratulated. Best of all, I was able to spend some quality time with my 17-year-old son, exercising a shared interest, cars. Let's get this on the calendar again. As always, many thanks to you and the GL crew for keeping us entertained and informed. GL is truly appreciated. Thanks and good luck. P.S. Kenny, your roommate is a badass. Josh Stensland in Winnebago, Minnesota, with he's 42 years old with a CI of 60, and he's a card-carrying town
I
council
talked to the
member.
man from Winnebago. Kenny, I think didn't I mention this to you in the cloakroom about this would be a great idea, and then you kind of ran with it?
One fella, I wish I knew who. I'm not good at names, as you guys know. Thinks if we do it again, we should open the car show up to all vehicles.
I agree.
All cars,
Yeah.
trucks, and motorcycles.
I agree.
And he said if we do that, we will fill that parking lot.
Rook, we're eligible now.
I'd
All
like
right.
to thank a guy,
the
too.
Jenna's coming in.
I'd like to thank a guy whose name escapes me. He said he was spent his life as an auto mechanic, and he said, "I got a tip for you on account of you want to know why."
Yeah.
'Cause I heard that all day long.
All day long.
He said, "You need a new battery for your car." And I said, "Well, that thing's only about 3 years old." He says, "No, it's 7 years old. There's a date right on the top of the
Fail.
battery."
Way to go, Ace.
He said, "Batteries wear out from heat, not cold weather. They're good for about 5 years." And,
What?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And he said, you might want to consider getting a new battery. Well, that's already going to happen this afternoon.
Yeah, you scared him into it, whoever that battery salesman is.
I have done you a misservice over the years on the air
Many.
regarding that car
Yeah.
that you rolled up in.
Yeah.
My God, what a beautiful car!
It's a
Joe.
great car. And I had no trouble getting there.
And it's in original condition, and it looks like it was restored last year. That's
Never
how
been
perfect.
touched.
That's how perfect that car is.
May I ask a question?
Well, perfect is relative considering that
For a driver, it's a driver.
Those were $6,200 new. They build them with shovels and crowbars.
But you don't find cars like that.
No, it's a
in that-
treat. It's a fun one.
And it's not a trailer queen, but it looks like one.
And that's the one I bought twice. So
And I don't blame you. I'd buy it again.
What impressed me most about that vehicle is how comfortable the World War II gas mask sat in the passenger seat. So inviting to try.
No,
on.
I was going to wear that as a bit driving in, but as I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned earlier, there was no smoke in New Richmond.
Fellas, full disclosure.
Go.
The mayor called me early on Saturday and said, how upset would they be if I didn't show up in my British car? And I explained to him very politely that this event was designed around you and your British car. And then he started in on something about the smoky air. And I called him it's a combination term for a kitty cat in the female anatomy.
Got it.
And I called him that, and he hung up on me.
Got it.
And then he showed up in his British car.
Kenny, if this event does open up to all cars and all forms, can we imagine Farmer Fathead over here rolling up with the hood open on the Jetta, cracked windshield,
Yes, please.
go.
Yes,
every
please.
dashboard light on?
Please.
And on fumes,
Matthew,
pulling up
you-
on fumes.
No, we'll pull it in on one of my trailers.
Yes.
We'll put it
Would
on
you
the
like to take
trailer.
a spin?
Bring
People
it
go,
in
no.
on the
What's this thing in a movie? Why is it here?
People would pay not to go on the dirt track around. I'll take $5 not to go.
Do all the cars that compete during the evening run on alcohol?
I don't think so. No.
There's two things. In fact, Rook and I took the same tour you guys did, and Brad told us what they run under. Remember, Rook?
Some of them got to be
Rook
gas.
must not have been listening.
It was alcohol or it was racing fuel.
Yeah,
Racing
it's just
fuel.
high octane racing
Oh,
fuel, which
I
just
Wish I
burns.
could have loaded the Triumph up with that.
It burns at a lower temperature.
And followed it up with, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
No, it's
See,
very
I've got
expensive.
a little. I read something today, and it must be every parent's nightmare. Isra Hersey, who is Ilhan Omar's daughter, graduated from Barnard. God knows what that costs, but she doesn't have a job, and she's selling her own clothing. I mean, the shirt on her back.
Oh.
She's unemployed. She's hawking her.
Here is your latest
Thank you.
Ilhan Omar report on Garage Logic.
You know, and she said unemployment got me. Hersey said she put this out on her own, and she's looking to unload some of her old clothing. And like her mom, she was an outspoken supporter of the pro-Hamas movement on campus during her time at Barnard. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Barnard. That's got to be $200,000 a year. She was arrested at the Columbia University encampment in April of 2024. She was suspended from Barnard, but I guess she got back in. And, you know, I just imagine that is every parent's worst nightmare. You spend all that dough on the kid, and then you're in some gathering of similar, your peer
Right.
group, and
Yep.
all your kids, your sons and daughters have graduated, and they're saying to Ilhan, "Well, how's your daughter doing?
Yeah.
What is she doing?" And Ilhan says, "Well, clothing industry.
Huh.
Oh, really? Really? Does she have her own company? Well, no, not
Sort of, but not really.
Not really. A designer, huh? Well, no, not a designer. Oh my God! Does she walk the runway? Is she with a big modeling
Wow,
firm?
how about that?
No, that's not it. Is she a buyer? Is she a buyer? Nordstrom,
yeah.
something high end.
Fabrics, designs.
No, in fact, she's a seller. Oh, she's in sales.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, it's narrow.
Volume?
It's narrow. She's selling her own clothes.
Niche.
Her
It's
own
a niche market.
her own clothes. Well, congratulations. She's in the
Wow.
industry
It's like Louis Vuitton.
making her own clothes. No, that isn't it. She's selling her own clothes. Her clothes. The shirt on her back. She's unemployed. And then, of course, Ilhan would hang her head in shame and realize that
This isn't.
she didn't pass the test with all her peer group when she vacations in the Hamptons or wherever the hell she goes.
Would this be Bernard College in New York?
Yes.
Affiliated with Columbia?
Barnard
Yes.
If that is the case, undergraduate tuition and fees, a slight $66,246.
And again, it's a parent's nightmare. That's a lot of money, and only to have the kid, kind of stuck in the apartment selling her Doc Martens. I mean,
Right. Yes.
it's kind of a tough deal.
Is it a ray of hope that she's actually looking for employment? That she actually wants to work?
Well, apparently she probably needs to work, although she's learning that companies like ExxonMobil and others, they're Sullivan and Cromwell law firm. A lot of your big ones, they're not hiring people who participated in the pro-Hamas encampments.
Right. They'd like to be maybe a little more middle of the road or non.
Now, one thing
political.
she's keeping is her oversized Versace glasses. She has the great big glasses.
The big giant.
Makes you look like the big attacking insect, one of those deals,
the fly.
And she wears those. They're about $250. So if it gets tough, she, or Ilhan could say, well, she's in the eyewear industry.
Got
She
it.
could probably get a job at OnlyFans, wear those glasses.
Jesus.
I don't want to
But
go that
if you're an
route.
employer, you own a business, and you see an application from this woman, knowing everything about her background, her family, and who her mother is, why in God's name would you hire her?
Well, first of all, if I got an application from somebody named Isra Hersey, I wouldn't know who that is.
Well, there's background checks, though.
Well, once you go into that, sure,
Well,
then
wait.
you'd find out.
Unless you're the Minnesota Department of Education, then you don't have a
you don't
background
need
check.
to. We're good.
By the way, she created this information on an Instagram story.
Yeah.
Alongside a photo of herself wearing the designer glasses and selling her used clothing online. Right.
Poor kid.
Marketing.
Yeah, right.
It's tough. It's tough. You went to Barnard and you got to come up with the reason. Say it's garage door time. By that I mean if you need a new garage door, let's go here. Let's get it taken care of in the summer.
I saw a truck on my way here, a precision truck this
So
morning.
when you leave, while they're working, you're not getting a 20 below flow into the house here. We're getting a new door during the good weather, and then you're all set for the winter. Not to mention Precision Door Minnesota will take care of any garage door need you have with the current door. But if you want a new door, they have models for every budget. They send out a designer. You sit around, you chew the fat. That's all free. And if you buy a new single door garage door, that's $100 off, and a double door is $200 off. You can book online at precisiondoormn.com. That's one word, precisiondoormn.com. Or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
It was another GL summer celebration of cylinders last Saturday at Cedar Lake Speedway at the very British car show going there in the parking lot of the arena. Many, many GLers stepping up and singing the praises of Seafoam, the motor treatment, the Bugs Be Gone, and the Deep Creep, the big three from Seafoam. Big deal among GLers. And I've heard, I'll just be honest here, I've heard the Bugs Be Gone might be a hard-to-find item. We had a coalition of guys standing around, and we decided the bigger box stores seem to be a good source for finding Bugs Be Gone. Somebody mentioned Menards. I found it in Fleet Farm. Just wherever you go and wherever you ask for it, be sure to put a bug in the ear of whatever employee you ask. Tell them, we need this. Get it in. A couple people said the Deep Creep, big hit in their shop, and they've used that to restore cylinders and the engines and whatnot. And, of course, the motor treatment, world-renowned among all cylinder owners. The big three, the GLer's Emergency Roadside Kit, Bugs Be Gone, engine treatment, and Deep Creep. Wonderful, wonderful products in a world gone awry.
Are you guys aware of Alpha News tried to reach a fellow who works for the state, a Minnesota Pollution Control Agency Human Resources Director?
I read about this. I don't have a deep background, but needless to say, I was shocked and appalled, Joe.
Well, Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has currently on break, I guess, a human resources director named Vonnie Phillips. And he's now on leave after he sent a profanity-laced email from his official work account to an Alpha News reporter. This all started because Alpha News received an email about LaVon Vonnie Phillips. A search of the state directory website showed Phillips listed as a Human Resources Director 1 for the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. State records show that he earned six figures and is paid $55.45 per hour.
Woo!
The tipster then raised concern because Phillips claimed his social media page, or about Phillips, because the tipster claimed his social media page was littered with racist comments about white folk.
Aha!
After reviewing the Facebook page under the name Vonnie Phillips, filled with the type of content described by the tipster, and a video tagging a woman whose name matches Phillips' wife in public records, Alpha News sent an inquiry to Vonnie's email address, his state address.
Okay.
In his response, Phillips confirmed the Facebook page is his, and he lashed out at Alpha News reporter Jenny Globe in a profanity-laced tirade defending his posts. He said that she's a bleeping, rotten B-word. And he used his own state email for that. Good luck, he wrote. My Facebook page is within the protected concerted activity guidelines.
Wow.
Therefore, do what you want. Nowhere on my Facebook page list my employer and the person, the gutless, worthless coward that reported me. The hell with them. Please tell him I said that, fool. Phillips concluded with the email with the bleep you word.
Kind of stealing a line from Mr. T there.
Bleep you, Jenna. Notice I did not use my work email. Bleeping rotten B word. Except Phillips did send the message from his official state mail. And then tried at least 3 times unsuccessfully to recall it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that back.
Each of those recalled requests came from his state email address.
Wow.
Then he sent the reporter a similar message from a Yahoo account. Much of it was copied and pasted from the original email and closed with the parting salutation, "Kiss my ass." Since Alpha News inquiry, all public posts on Phillips' Facebook page have been either deleted or made private, but not before dozens of screenshots were captured. One post on June 19th stated, "White folks don't care. They are morally bankrupt, inherently racist, and liars. And that's why unless I know white folk personally, I don't bleep with them. They are raised not to be forthright with anyone other than their own kind.
Wow.
This is why collectively their veracity will always be tainted, compromised in other ethnicities on account of you want to know why?
Yeah.
Another post June 4th said, I live and work around the type of people he's talking about, and these white folks that voted for Trump are angry. Bleep them. They're getting what they deserve. Alpha News asked MPCA, the Pollution Control Agency, about whether Vonnie was using taxpayer-funded time to post these inflammatory comments, but Alpha News never got an answer to that. Now we do get an answer that Phillips is currently on leave. Employees of the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency are public employees and are held to the highest standards of conduct. Well, no, they're not. We work to create an environment that is free from disrespect and discrimination. Well, you failed. And
we don't know that.
And we take that responsibility seriously. We don't know that. Vonnie Phillips is on leave. I'm sure he's still getting paid. We are following up on this matter and cannot further discuss personnel matters. Well, of course
Lord,
not.
of course.
When asked whether Phillips' leave is paid or unpaid, a pollution control agency spokesperson said, I can't comment further. Well, that means he's getting paid.
Isn't that the kind of email that you pen in haste, stare at it for 30 seconds and go, might not be a bad idea to just delete this. It might be a good idea to just get rid of this
You
now.
know what his job was?
No.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
To enforce diversity policies.
There you go.
No, come on.
Yes.
Fits right in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah. According to the agency's affirmative action plan, Phillips carries significant responsibilities for overseeing and enforcing diversity initiatives. Other duties include complying with statewide agency anti-discrimination and anti-harassment policies. Okay.
I don't think he got the proper training.
The state of Minnesota is committed, Matt, to providing a positive environment in which all staff and members of the public and others doing business are treated with respect. I think he missed that.
Yeah.
He missed that part.
You mean just for everybody but white people? Or
You know, Alpha was the same outfit that had the story about this Wilson Tindy. He was at the Department of Education. He's a convicted sex offender.
Yes.
And then didn't we just have last week, we discovered the Department of Human Rights has some hiring guidelines that you're supposed to exhaust all people of color before you would dare hire a white person? Well, what's going on?
Yep.
What's going
You
on?
got to follow the, you know.
You think part of the background check would be, as someone that's involved with information and hiring practices, you'd learn how to retract an email.
Boy, they must have gone into full panic and called in
What an absolute dummy.
technology guys, and they're slamming every button they can find.
Can you actually retract emails?
See, I was
don't
actually,
know.
Kenny, looking at mine to see if there was a function for that. And I don't think we have one here, at least on our work email. I don't think we
Hey,
have
Vonnie,
one.
you want to? I'd love to have Vonnie as a guest.
Bonnie, come on.
Anacano, you want to know why?
On account of you want to know why we
Yeah.
could grill him.
He gives me more credit for having ambition than I really do in this April 26th post.
Yeah.
I'll jump in halfway through it. Most of these white folks are just effing crazy. Their moral disposition is aligned with that of a honey badger. Most of them, if they could get away with it, they'd kill all of us.
Really?
I don't have those kind of thoughts or
Neither
those
do I.
ambitions.
No.
I
That's
don't either.
a lot, Vonnie.
You know what, Vonnie? Some of us are just too lazy.
I don't want to do it.
You know, I'm just kind of breezing, just trying to make do, and here comes a paycheck in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
gonna
think
spend
Vonnie's.
that.
I don't think Vonnie's a GLer.
I'm
going to go out on a limb.
Really? You
pretty
think
good
that?
limb
That's
you're
your
stealing.
gathering?
That's my suspicion.
Got it.
There might be other ambitious crackers out there, but boy, I'm not that. No, I'm not.
I don't know how to recall an email either, but I'm with Rook because a lot of times I've written emails to you but then after I read them, I go, no, I can't
Yeah,
send that.
let's-
Then I
let's hold
delete 'em.
that one. Let's
I feel
hang on
better
to that
after
one.
writing them, but I don't want to send
I'll
them
tell
out.
them in person.
Well, I just as soon not write one that I have to recall. That's.
I just try not to write them, period.
I like the reply all ones. Those are my favorite emails.
Okay. All right. Now, are you talking to sales now?
That's my fault. I shouldn't have set Kenny up like that.
Paul Petraszewski, the Dallas chapter of the Royal Order of 21sters, writes, as I sit here in Dallas on this beautiful autumn day, currently partly cloudy and 92, pondering life with a zero beer and Fuente, I can't help but wonder what the price tag would be for Governor Cockwomble to prepare for a garage grilling that I've been requesting him to partake in. It only cost $450,000 for his meaningless grandstanding. I start the bidding at a cool mill. What would if Walsey decided to come on with us? He'd have to have a come to Jesus meeting with his people to teach, to coach them.
I wonder what that would cost.
In all seriousness, you know what they would do if he did ever agree to it? You would be given talking points. I guarantee that would happen. Which you, of course, would not.
Well, I would throw them away.
Right, I know.
Who's that lawyer buddy of yours that always puts you in your place the second we get him on? Yeah.
He called me yesterday.
Mike?
Yeah, I think they're sniffing around up at Gull Lake to have us do the show up there. We've been through this many times.
Stop being negative.
We can't pull it off.
Why? Why do we have to do a show?
Right there.
Let's make it work. Instead of telling me all the reasons we can't do it, give me the reasons why.
Actually,
we can't
I have,
do it.
Kenny, I can answer your question. The last time we did the show up there, Joe and I had an early round of golf, and at 7:45, I showed up with a trash bag full of golf balls, and they said, yeah, this isn't going to fly anymore.
I think what happened is a bunch of the guys, John Allen, Cerisi, George Carroll. Do you know George Carroll?
I don't know George.
Hell
I
of
know
a guy.
John.
They were all sitting around the Bar Harbor Club last night, and I think they were getting fired up about the show there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Why do we have to do a show?
Is that where you Porky Pigged it, Johnny?
Well, why, Kenny? What possible reason would anyone have us anywhere to do anything if we weren't doing a show?
What did we just do
on Saturday?
And everybody there said, this is way better than coming to a show. Angie and Stacy, who are at everything we do, said to me, this is the most fun we've ever had at a GL event.
Well, because you get to talk to everybody.
No standing around.
How many people did you talk to versus doing a show?
We race in, we do a show, and we race out. We just hung out and, pulled a few corks, had some fun, good Christian fellowship.
Funny thing is people talk to Gabe more than they did to me.
Well, be sure to bring Gabe to the boat show.
Yes.
Now, is it any wonder that the governor spent $430,000 to that law firm that they promised not to wink at each other until they cleared Minnesota airspace?
Right.
That's funny.
Well,
are we clear?
do you realize the Minneapolis City Council, with complete transparency, well, except for a couple of things I'll get to in a moment, and utter boldness, is just planting the idea of creating a new tax in Minneapolis for the people they call the wealthy. I think behind it is Asia Shugati.
Okay.
And she even said, we're a democratic city. People will understand. Well, no. Here's the problem. What do you mean by wealthy? In other words, it doesn't occur to them to stop spending money. It only occurs to them to continue to fund their whims.
Right.
And none of them have any background in budgeting. None of them have any background in the personal responsibility of making a living. None of them have any background at all. They're virtually all democratic socialists.
Yes.
And they want the money because that's all they know. They don't know anything else. So here they come with this new idea about let's come up with a new tax for the wealthy people of Minneapolis. Well, A, they're already paying taxes, and B, a lot of them could leave when they get wind of this. And C, what do you mean by wealthy? What income level is Aisha Shugati going to settle on?
Where's your line? Where's her line?
Because you, let's say you make a total of, say, $200,000 a year.
Okay.
And you've got about 4 kids, all of whom are in school, and you've got property taxes, insurance, car payments, a mortgage, and all that. You ain't that rich,
Right.
right?
That's eating up pretty quick.
You ain't that
That's
rich.
eating up pretty quick. Especially with the property taxes.
So what do you got in mind, Aisha? Unfortunately, the closer you get to the country's tallest buildings, I'm sure ideas like this are not uncommon at all. These are people who can only spend money. They have no ability to husband it, treat it with respect, reduce their spending. It's a crying shame, but it's true all over the country, and it's very true. But we know we might have a mayor's candidate, Chris, a mayoral candidate who could come in and rescue this. A guy named Omar Fateh.
Yes,
Omar Fateh. And I'm just wondering, do you have any words from Omar?
Yeah, he posted his very first campaign video on social media. I believe this took place yesterday
In the
morning.
elections this November.
Yes, sir.
And this is brand new from Omar, right? All right.
Everyone keeps asking me, Omar, why aren't you doing more videos? As a state senator with a second full-time job and a kid on the way, I just haven't been able to find the time. I've also been fighting for you, passing things like tuition-free college for working-class families, rideshare protections for our Uber and Lyft drivers, and the legalization of fentanyl testing strips. But this summer, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me, because we deserve nice things in Minneapolis too. To make an affordable Minneapolis that works for everyone, we need a mayor that works as hard as you do. I'm ready to work hard too. 1, build a Minneapolis that working people can afford to call home. 2, protect our city from a hostile White House. And 3, diversify our city's public safety response. By increasing the minimum wage to $20 by 2028 and passing rent stabilization to stop price gouging and incentivizing new construction, we can protect workers. Protecting all of our communities from Donald Trump means not letting MPD interact with ICE, whether it's for an immigration raid or not. Our residents deserve a mayor that will stand up to Donald Trump and say, no, not in our community. Did you know that the city's own data showed that 47% of calls to MPD can be diverted to non-police response? Cops aren't social workers. Investments in programs like these ensure that the appropriate response arrives when we call 911. And we can actually free up police resources to focus on violent crime that detracts from community safety. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my campaign managers again. They've been on my case all week about make more videos. I'll find the time tomorrow.
Boy, it didn't take him long to learn every cliche in the book, did it?
Yeah.
But why is a rallying cry or a campaign slogan, Trump is bad?
Well, it's a couple of things that I take away from that audio. One, he emphasizes we deserve nice things too. And that means he's going to figure out a way to get more and more money and redistribute it. 2, you have a candidate running for mayor of a major American city whose platform is pretty much to get Trump. I didn't hear a lot about city streets or this, that, the other thing. He wants
Half our
rent
lights aren't working.
stabilization. He wants all kinds of free stuff for people, but he's got no more idea how to run Minneapolis than the man in the moon. And if he wins, I don't see a great future for Minneapolis. I see problematic. Very small percentage of the population is Somali with an outsized presence in the political scene. Now, what restaurant is he going to have to go through? What's the name of that restaurant?
Oh, yeah, the one. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, it is true that his wife was indicted, right?
Oh, he's familiar with the food fraud.
Right.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Yeah. I think familiar is a safe way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was he wearing a hat? And
No,
has he just
no.
got the bad hair?
He's got a thicker
Well, it
head
looked
of
like
hair.
one of the Stooges, Three Stooges.
Well, yeah, before you cast,
Well, I know I
the
had
bad
bad hair
hair
too.
stone.
I was just wondering. What was I going to say? Oh, if he wins, I can't imagine what the city would be like.
Oh.
I mean, you've already got the commies on the city council who want to soak the rich people even more than they're being soaked.
But that's
and we don't know at what income level she's going to determine that.
And that's the problem. You've already got a massive issue with property taxes that are going to have to go up again.
And they'll have a turnout that would support soaking the rich.
Joe, he's going to win.
No, I'm back to the taxes now.
Oh,
then
I'm sorry.
I'll get back to Omar. They've already got a turnout that it would approve that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
I mean, they'll instruct their people. This is what you vote for. And then you got Omar. I don't see. The people who vote will vote for him.
You have to admit one thing would happen. I don't know if this is positive or not, but that ever widening gap, that feud between the council and the mayor.
Yeah,
I think they would come together again and be as one, the council and the mayor's office.
If
Wouldn't
Omar
they?
got elected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not if Fry gets elected.
No, if Fry, no.
What have I told you?
Fry could just as well be a Trump Republican at this point. in
Exactly.
Minneapolis.
Exactly.
Right.
What have I told you? You'll always regret the previous mayor.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose Fry, that's like losing Winston Churchill compared to this guy.
Oh, there's our headline. Joe Souchere compares.
Well, no,
Jimmy-
and Fry is just a goofy little tick on the wall, but he's a giant brain compared to this guy. He isn't even from. Well, of course, they're both not from here.
Or any of them?
I
mean,
don't
let's go to the council.
Look up Aisha Chugati, Rook.
I had her looked up earlier.
I want her background. What qualifies her to so comfortably suggest that what she deems wealthy people should pay more? What they already do.
A Minneapolis that invests in us, where everyone has
Is this her?
what they need to thrive.
I want
This is
her
on
bio
website.
information.
She is a renter, a union organizer.
Of course, she's a renter. She has no
first-
stake in this city.
Firstborn daughter in a Muslim immigrant family. Her parents were Pakistani immigrants with blue-collar jobs who fought to keep their heads above water as they raised her and her 3 siblings.
In Minneapolis?
I'm guessing that, but this is from her bio.
I'm a
city
champion
council
of the
bio.
people in our ward across the city.
Well,
that
what
are
jobs
often
has she held,
forgotten.
though? What real jobs has she held?
Okay.
She started her career as a frontline worker in retail and child care.
In other words, she was a clerk at Target or something.
She's also, well, let's not rip that.
I'm not, but I mean, she's not from the corporate world.
She's
Since
also worked to elect progressive and socialist leaders to office.
I've been working since I was young.
Doing
I got
what?
my start in retail and childcare. I've spent most of my career working to elect progressive and socialist candidates.
So basically, her working life has been campaigning for socialists.
Campaign manager to Ilhan Omar. Worked on campaigns for Aaron Murphy for governor, Raymond Den for mayor, Bernie Sanders for president. While working at Take Action Minnesota, I also worked to elect progressives to the St. Paul, Minnetonka, and Duluth city councils.
Well, she's been very successful.
Political organizer for the Service Employees International Union. That's basically a workers union of
SEIU.
Somali.
Yeah. Well, she's been successful at her activism.
She is a champion for people who are often forgotten. Renters, students, immigrants, refugee families, queer and trans folks, our unhoused neighbors, and working class people.
And if you've achieved anything and you have money, she considers that terribly unfair, and she wants some of it.
Yeah, she hates you.
Yeah. She has nothing to do with many residents of Minneapolis. But Minneapolis, you've been warned a million times. You don't seem to care. There's been no turnout of people except the people who want to vote for this.
Do you want to hear some of her accomplishments listed?
Yeah.
Sat at the bargaining table as a council member to help workers at the MIA get a fair contract and make sure visitors from around the state continue investing in our community.
MIA, Institute of Arts. Yeah.
Lead author of the Labor Standards Board policy to give workers, employers, and community stakeholders a seat at the table directly from public policy. Successfully passed historic wage increases for rideshare drivers. Lead author of a budget amendment in 2023 to allocate $2 million for increased wages for the lowest wage workers in our cities. Fought for recruitment and retention of incentives for 911 employees, leading to fully staffing our 911 callers. Every year advocated for co-enforcement funding in our city budget to protect and enforce workplace regulations, successfully fully funding it on an ongoing basis beginning this year. And
How
finally,
long is this?
this is the last one. Voted in support of resolutions to support striking and negotiating workers, including educators from the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers Local 59 during their strike in 2022, and the Nurses Association and Delta Airline workers for their ongoing fight to form a union.
In her world, she's very succcessul.
But it doesn't say anything about trying to lower property
No.
taxes for those homeowners.
No, in her world, she's very accomplished. Why don't we take a time out and
yeah.
And
get
here-
the newsman?
I think we should do that.
Hi, John. Yeah.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
It's never too late for a coffee snob to change his stripes. A good cup of coffee at a reasonable price. You get that from customroasting.net. But actually, it should say, if I own that joint, it would say, an amazing cup of coffee at a reasonable, well,
Huh?
yeah.
Easy for you to
exactly.
say.
Thank
The
you.
words are big, the coffee's good.
We're talking about customroasting.net. They offer a variety of flavors, either ground or whole bean, whatever you order. They hand roast it right there in downtown Buffalo. Small operation, smaller, better. 5 employees at this joint. That means they're faster and way fresher. And by that, they don't roast any beans until they receive your order. They fill your order. They get it in the mail, shipping. It's usually speedy if it's here in Minnesota. But that means basically your coffee hasn't been sitting around waiting for somebody to order it. The French roast from customroasting.net is what changed my life. Wow, way better than what I've been drinking for years. And here's a pro tip, a life hack. I hate both of those things. Why did I just use them? When I order the French roast, I order 4 10-ounce bags instead of having them put all the beans in one bag. That way I only open one at a time. The other ones remain vacuum sealed. Pretty smart, huh? When you go to customroasting.net, you're going to see a Garage Logic variety package. That will give you an opportunity to try out some of the different flavors. The Minnesota Morning Blend, the Boundary Waters Blend. I believe that's the roommate's favorite. The Columbia Excelso, and of course the best French roast on the planet. A life changer for me. Fresh hand roasted coffee delivered right to your door. Order it whole bean, order it ground, it doesn't matter. A good cup of coffee at a reasonable price. Customroasting.net.
Here is John Haidt.
Thank you, Joe. And Kenny, I had a pot of Minnesota Morning today, first time. Very
Is
How'd
that
you like it?
M-O-U-R-N or M-O-R-N? Okay.
N-I-N.
Yes. I had a thermos full on Saturday, and I forgot about it until 9 o'clock. Oh, my God. After all day of drinking all that other nonsense,
Yep.
a couple of cups of French roast. Oh, it was so awesome.
How did you sleep?
That was not a problem.
Okay.
Kenny was tuckered out.
This update is brought to you by North American Banking Company. The jury trial for DFL State Senator Nicole Mitchell began this morning. The trial was previously postponed, you might remember, due to the assassination of House Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. Prior to that, the trial was pushed back because of the start of the legislative session, which Mitchell still took part in. She's charged with 1 count of first-degree burglary, 1 count of possession of burglary tools. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle repeatedly called for her resignation after the 2024 session, but she said, "No, I'm gonna stay on."
I think I'll stay.
Even though her own party at that time removed her from caucus meetings, stripped her of committee assignments during the legislative session. After a water outage early Sunday morning, residents in Crystal, Golden Valley, and New Hope are now under a boil water advisory. Residents of the 3 cities say on Sunday morning they were unable to get water to their homes and were experiencing low pressure. Crystal, I was wondering about that since he'll be in.
We got to boil some water.
Call the water boil.
Honey, is it done yet? How do you tell when it's done?
Crystal, Golden Valley, and New Hope operate a joint water commission which manages a water supply, storage, and distribution system for the 3 communities. According to the city of New Hope, the issues were due to a malfunctioning valve in the Golden Valley water tower that occurred sometime Saturday night. As work continued on restoring water and pressure to the communities, a boil water advisory was issued for all 3 cities. The water pressure issue has been resolved, but the water will still require approval from the Department of Health before the advisory can be lifted. Golden Valley officials says Sunday afternoon testing of the water was underway. Adding results take, at least 24 hours to get. To ensure the water is safe to use, just bring it to a rolling boil for 1 minute to kill any bacteria.
Pat, what is the word in Golden Valley? What happened to cause this?
Yes, they had a little valve problem on the return for the tower, the big thing that's got the pressure. We thought it was pressure, but some bacteria must have got in there. So we've got what's the word for it? What do you get when you
Shit
get
in the water?
Yeah, that's
E. coli.
Somebody put a big baby Ruth in the water, but it wasn't a baby Ruth.
Follow-up question, Mr. Royce.
Yes.
If the residents of Golden Valley are in fact required to boil the water to reduce the contaminants, how is that going to do for the game of flaws?
Do you boil or does the DA boil?
I refuse to boil water. I will continue to promote the employment of people at Lunds and Byerly's by delivering them to the store and asking for some, what do you call it? Purified bottled water. I don't know how to tell when it's done.
Wait a minute, Royce. You wash your own clothes, from what I understand. How is this going to affect your wardrobe?
I don't think it should affect your
Well, that's fine. I don't eat my towels, Kenny, so it's a little different than wear it on your skin to consume.
I'm sorry for asking.
Yes,
Would that not affect the morning dip at the pool?
What about the pool water?
Well, when you take that $2,500 dive and you take a little big gulp by accident because your trachea doesn't expand like it used to as a kid. You want to make sure that the DA's around for a little extra mouth to mouth.
What you're saying is, what's floating in the water?
Yes. Hey, DA, is that a baby Ruth or the grandkids over today? What's going on? How does that work? Yes. Anyway, Johnny Height with the news.
Yes, he is.
He is.
Thanks. The highest paid Minneapolis.
Yes.
What in a hardware store?
How do we do it, dear? Yes.
The highest paid Minneapolis police employee earned about $500,000 last year, with nearly half of that total coming from overtime pay.
Who was that, John?
I didn't put the name in there, but it was a lieutenant.
Yes, it
I
is.
don't recall his name. An audit shows the city's police department posted a record amount of overtime in 2024, $28 million, or $12 million more than budgeted. The department has routinely exceeded overtime budgets to make up staffing shortfalls after a flood of officers left following George Floyd's killing by police and 2020 and the ensuing unrest. Asked in an interview whether some officers worked an implausible amount of overtime, Chief Brian O'Hara paused and said, "I don't know what I'm allowed to say. so I don't get myself in trouble with the city attorney. The audit, for example, found cases of officers claiming to have worked too many hours without taking the required 8-hour break in a 24-hour period, according to the chief. There's no cap on overtime pay for officers, only the number of hours they can work. They have to take off at least 8 hours every 24 hours, so they are allowed to work up to 16 hours a day. Part of the reason spending is so high is that in the fall of 2022, the department began paying double time, twice its hourly rate rather than the traditional time and a half, or what it calls critical staffing overtime to cover staffing gaps. Double time accounted for about half of the overtime last year. Officers can volunteer to work shifts that are short-staffed and get double time, or work less desirable assignments like working when the bars close. Every day, some levels of overtime is worked just to staff shifts in all 5 precincts, and in some cases the overtime is mandatory. Double time is part of the police union contract, and that'll expire at the end of this year. Paying officers big overtime bucks to cover staffing shortages creates a vicious financial cycle because their pension benefits are based on the average of their 5 highest earning years, including overtime.
Ooh.
That creates a powerful incentive for officers to leave after 5 years of record overtime. O'Hara said about 126 people right now are eligible to retire.
I bet the guy that made 500 grand is going to count that in his 5 highest earning years.
Why not?
Wouldn't it be cheaper for everybody to have a fully staffed? For $28 million, you should be able to fully staff the department and reduce the overtime.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Now, this overtime doesn't include if Fred Smith is a cop and he works a wedding or he works an event down at River Place. That's separate from.
I hope that's on his own
I think that's
account.
separate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
separate.
Yep.
Got it.
City of Minneapolis is increasing the price of electronic cigarettes to $25 in an effort to crack down on youth vaping
What?
while encouraging adults to quit.
Oh,
Council.
what a city.
The council passed that unanimously last Thursday. It's now headed to Mayor Jacob Fry's desk. The price for vapes currently is, you can get them as low as $9, but it probably will increase to $25 in the coming weeks. Minneapolis City Council member Aaron Chowdhury said in the meeting, "We know the best way to stop tobacco and nicotine addiction among young people is to stop the start."
That isn't her job. It's just not her job.
Your gal got in on it too, though, Joe.
Latricia?
Latricia Vitow said this is a part of the work to keep our young people from smoking.
Well, if Latricia said it, then okay.
Okay.
My favorite vape story is when Corzo got his first vape, and he went and they said, "What flavor would you like?" And he goes, "How about Marlboro Red Pack?" With that? And they meant like strawberry or bubblegum. And he's like, "I'll take Marlboro Red if you got it."
From what I read, people are better off smoking than they are vaping.
They are, yes.
God almighty.
And what the city council, what they don't understand, and the state of Minnesota for that matter, is if you can't buy it in Minneapolis, they're just going to go to Roseville.
Right.
Or they're just going to go down to Richfield,
right.
Bloomington, whatever outlier where it's legal and cheaper, that's where they're going.
But that makes us feel better, though.
Exactly, Matthew.
What do people who vape think they're accomplishing?
I don't think they
Seriously,
are.
do you get a buzz from vape like you would tobacco?
The next time that you meet my kid
Yes.
here, why don't you ask him?
He's a vapor?
I love it when you two.
Dangerous to vape.
I love
my
it when you
wife.
two go down roads like this where you clearly have no knowledge of it. 'Cause
I don't have
You should
any.
call it like you do marijuana, the dope. You should call it the vape.
The vape.
When you're on the vape,
What's the vape do for you?
when I'm on the vape, what am I
I
feeling?
don't like the vape.
What am I feeling when I'm on the
I
vape?
like the dope, but I don't like the vape.
You're all vaped
I used to
up.
like the dope, but now I don't have anything.
You are so vaped up on Marlboro Red.
I'm not. I used to do Marlboro Red.
You know?
On behalf of John Haidt, why don't we take a break?
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. We're going to hear from the rookie.
Well,
Not about vaping, though.
No, that is certainly no ray of hope.
The
But
vape,
I
man.
do have some rays of hope here, and it involves Minnesota's Freemasons. For a while right now on Garage Logic, I've been sharing with you other great things Minnesota's Freemasons, kind of the great stuff they do. And they really don't want to pound their chest, but they want to make you informed of what they do. They do really big things like donating over $6 million annually to support cancer research, aging studies, and children's communication disorders. Following that, the 8,000 Freemasons throughout Minnesota working together to make the world a better place by focusing on core values, friendship, personal development, helping those in need, stuff we talk about here on Garage Logic every single day. Minnesota Masons also give away dozens of scholarships each year to tomorrow's leaders. It's an investment. This year, they're going to give out over $900,000 in student scholarships for 2025. And to date, Minnesota Masonic has given out $13 million in total scholarships. Yes, I said $13 million. This is why we're such a great fan of Minnesota's Freemasons. They're donating their time, talents to foster the next generation of business and civic leaders. I'd like you to learn more. If you want to, go to learn more about Freemasonry, their scholarship programs, upcoming events, super easy. mnfreemasons.org. That's mnfreemasons.org.
You cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
National and international. Joe is holding up the sign there that Lem did.
I saw the sign.
Yes. Thank you,
Asa Base.
President Trump announcing 30% tariffs on the European Union and Mexico this weekend. Barring any agreement, the tariffs are scheduled to go into effect August 1st. The EU is the U.S.'s single biggest trading partner, with total trade approaching $1 trillion last year. Trade with Mexico approached $840 billion. Collectively, goods from the EU and Mexico make up about one-third of all U.S. imports. The announcement comes amid ongoing negotiations. The president warning in his statement any retaliatory rate the EU levels on the U.S. will be automatically added to EU goods. The EU has since announced it would delay countermeasures planned to go into effect tomorrow until early August. President Trump this morning threatening Russia with steep tariffs and announced a rejuvenated pipeline for American weapons to reach Ukraine, hardening his stance toward Moscow after months of frustration about unsuccessful negotiations for ending that war. The latest steps reflect an evolving approach from the Republican president, who promised to swiftly resolve the war with Russian President Vladimir Putin, that he started, Putin that is, when he invaded Ukraine 3 years ago. Trump has often criticized Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky for allowing the war to happen, but more recently has expressed growing irritation and frustration toward the Russian president. The Epstein file story will not go away. The president would really like it to. It will not. On a rambling post on Truth Social Saturday, the president wrote, "What's going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's doing a fantastic job. We're all on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration. We're the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein." Elon Musk added his 2 cents in a late Saturday post on the social platform X, responding to another X user who had attached a screenshot of Trump's Truth Social statement and said, "This is in the running for the worst post ever made." Musk said, seriously, he said Epstein half a dozen times while telling everyone to stop talking about Epstein. Segments of Trump's base of supporters have grown furious at Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. Meanwhile, Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino was said to be considering resigning after getting into a heated discussion with Bondi on Friday. Last night, the president said he talked with Bongino and told reporters Bongino was fine and, quote, in his words, really good shape. 9 people killed and dozens hurt as a fire tore through an assisted living facility in Fall River, Massachusetts, according to officials. About 50 firefighters, including about 30 who were off duty, descended on the scene of the Sunday night fire at the Gabriel House Assisted Living Facility. Some people were rescued through the windows, according to Chief Jeffrey Bacon. 30 people, including 5 firefighters, were taken to local hospitals after the 5-alarm fire.
Johnny, I was looking to find this because I thought I saw something earlier today. This is from, somebody's going to have to look it up. It's KFOX 14 television station. And an emailer had sent me this morning that apparently Maxwell has signaled that she is willing to testify before Congress.
The Daily Mail is reporting that. That's why I didn't go with it. I trust the Daily Mail to an extent, but not fully. But they're saying she doesn't want anything in return. She said she'd be happy to come to Congress and testify, but apparently Republicans there are blocking it for whatever reason.
Why do you think, John?
I don't know. That's what the Daily Mail is reporting. So,
and it's based on a source, not
on the Daily
her.
Mail story is based on a source. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's basically what this television story is. It's just not a cut and paste, but what do you call it? A Daily Mail version of it. Okay, got it. Okay.
The Air India flight. Did you see this? This is the one that crashed last month.
Oh.
Apparently, fuel control switches for both engines shut off seconds after takeoff.
Oh, boy.
That revelation comes from a preliminary report released by India's Aircraft Investigation Bureau Saturday. A broader investigation is ongoing. The London-bound flight crashed into a medical college June 12th, less than 1 minute after taking off from Ahmedabad, India. All but one of the flight's 242 people aboard were killed. The preliminary report does not reveal what caused the shutoff, which is protected by a locking mechanism. One pilot asked the other why he shut off the fuel, an accusation the other pilot rejected. They managed to relight both engines before issuing a Mayday alert. Unfortunately, it was not enough, and the plane crashed.
That makes me feel a little bit better that it wasn't that random, that it was human error that said, okay, we're shutting these down.
Why would you?
That's what I'm saying, but that makes me feel better that it's not just those engines just killed on their own.
Lee Elia, whom we bring up often on this show, former Major League player and coach who was managing the Cubs in 1983 when he famously criticized the team's fans for booing, has died.
I'll tell you one thing. I hope we get hotter than just to stuff it up them 3,000 people that show up every day. Because if they're the real Chicago fans, they can kiss my.
All right, thank you.
Elia was 87 years old. Elia spent more than 50 years in professional baseball. He was a Philadelphia native, had a 238-301 record in 4 seasons as a major league manager, 2 with the Cubs, 2 with the Phillies. He landed his first managerial job in 1982 with the Cubs at age 44. In his 2 seasons, the Cubs were 127 and 158, but he was most remembered for what you just heard, an expletive-filled rant directed at the booing Cub fans just 19 games into the season. Elia was the skipper for the Cubs in April of that year when they dropped to 5-14 after a 4-3 loss to the Dodgers. There was 9,300 people in Wrigley Field that day, and they threw garbage at a couple players as they made their way to the clubhouse. Elia responded with a rant that lives on, with censored versions, like the one you just heard, still being played. As part of his remarks, he declared that 85% of the world is working and the other 15 come out here to Wrigley Field.
He actually ripped the people who showed up.
Yeah,
well, they're throwing garbage at
I know. But that's, I think it's safe to say that was pre a lot of modern corporate sensitivities.
I'd say.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I was obviously very aware of the meltdown. I had no idea it was in frickin' April.
Yeah, early in the
year. 19 games in.
19 games in.
They were 5-14.
That's the kind of stuff you hear in August and, mid-September when everyone's sick of each other.
I think the most shocking thing is that he came back as manager the next year.
The new Superman movie's a big hit. The new movie, which casts David Cornsweet as an intrepid and...
Cornsweet?
Cornsweet.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Corrin. I haven't either until this film. As an intrepid and empathetic Clark Kent has raked in 122 million domestically, leading weekend box office charts in the U.S. and Canada. And then international markets drew another 95 million. The film's profits were expected to reach 217 million through Sunday evening. Despite a stable of well-known characters, including Batman and Wonder Woman, DC has not been able to match the box office power of Walt Disney's Marvel superhero films. But as Marvel fatigue has crept up on some viewers, DC's fresh take on the beloved classic comes at an opportune time for the company, and the company does say, yes, they will be making many more DC movies.
I have a question, John.
Yeah.
There was a Superman movie out years ago.
Yeah, several. Yeah.
With this fellow who then got paralyzed.
Christopher Reeve.
The
original.
Is this, what is this one? Is this the same story?
Looks like AI, doesn't it?
Has it got Lex Luthor and?
It does have Lex Luthor. Yeah,
Okay.
He's the villain, and it's got Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen. And
But
it's all based on the comics.
It's a cartoon, isn't it?
No, it's
a film. It's a film.
It's a
Oh,
movie.
it looks like AI to me. It doesn't look real.
Well, I'm sure the graphics are going to be much better than the early '80s Superman.
The Lois Lane person is played by Mrs. Maisel. On that.
I just watched.
Hello, yes, I'll watch that.
Oh, really?
then.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
She's got me for sure.
And now I forgot my quote. Oh, I just watched a little bit of Superman 2. It's really, she's a reporter, but she can't tell when Clark takes off the glasses and then flies out into the waterfall and saves a kid from hitting.
Is this
drowning.
Superman 3? Is that what it's called?
I think there's been more than that.
There's been
hasn't
about
there? There's
50
been a
of
couple.
them.
Rachel Brosnahan is.
Can I
Lois
ask
Lane.
you guys a question? None of you guys read comics growing up, did you? You can tell.
Archie
No,
and
no.
Jughead. Archie
Yeah,
and
I
you
read
didn't
a few
any
Archies, yeah.
superhero comics.
Steve
No, I did
Roper?
not.
Steve Roper?
I did
That's
not.
weird to me.
No, none of those. I don't like superheroes. They seem like attention hogs to me.
Yeah.
So, hey, look at me! I just saved
Well,
the
see,
world.
now,
There I
let
am.
me
Wonderful.
bring my inner
Let me post
geek
this
out.
on my socials.
Let me bring my inner geek out. See, the beauty of Marvel and Stan Lee
There
was
is no beauty,
He
John.
wrote stuff like Spider-Man was exactly the opposite, Kenny. He didn't want any attention, and he had all these problems in his alter ego as Peter Parker. See, so he was trying to
Look at the
attention
time,
all the
John.
time.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, let's talk comics.
Let's
Look at
go
the time,
here. You
John.
got to go, John.
I gotta go.
We have to come back with some
Rachel
important
Brosnahan.
news. Yeah.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Okay, I did some homework. I'm surprised John didn't. I'll save this.
Yeah.
I did some homework.
What do you got there, Ace?
A woman in Comstock, Wisconsin, which you just go out 8 and take a north
Up there.
take a left on 63. A 69-year-old woman, it says, was attacked by a black bear Saturday.
Okay.
I don't know why. I guess the officials don't know why. I think she's going to be fine. Wisconsin DNR and USDA Wildlife Services responded. Officials say while they were unable to locate the bear, they did find a cub in a tree, indicating that the incident probably involved a sow and a cub, meaning mom and the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I said right.
Right. I know, right?
What bear experts are saying, Lynn Rogers with the Wildlife Research Institute says in his 57 years working with black bears in northern Minnesota, he's found bear attacks to be extremely rare. I've done everything possible to cause attacks, but I can't get them to do it, he said. Research published by the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point in 2021 found that most non-fatal bear attacks were defensive reactions by female bears with their children with them,
Makes
their cubs. In a statement, the Wisconsin DNR said if the animal is captured, they plan to euthanize it. And I'm asking myself, well, why? Why do you have to kill the bear? So then I looked up reasons why you would euthanize a bear, and I found a really neat piece from Outdoors Appalachia. And we learn, it's Dateline, Johnson City, Tennessee. Black bears are rarely aggressive, but sometimes they are, and it can lead to euthanization or relocation. Well, let's see. So how do wildlife officials decide whether to euthanize or relocate a nuisance bear? Well, I'm going to sound very euphorian here. Why is it even called a nuisance bear?
It's just doing
not
what
a nuisance.
It naturally does.
It's the mom and the kids in the tree, and out comes Mrs. Haberkamp with her bonnet on.
She's going to be mad.
You know.
And if they euthanize the mom, they've just euthanized the cubs too, because they won't survive.
Well, here, you know what you get? It's like the hot, crazy matrix. There's a bear behavior matrix.
Oh.
And that's how it's determined. It's a bear nuisance matrix.
What's off the charts? I want to know what's off the charts right away.
Well, yeah, that'd be level 4.
Okay, level 4 is, are you a level 4 bear or not?
Injury, death, enters closed area used by people. Okay, if the bear broke into your house, shoot the hell out of it.
Okay.
I get that.
Yep.
But we don't know what this lady was even doing.
What if it stole my picnic basket from my table?
I can help you, Joe. According to the North American Bear Center website called bear.org, the nuisance black bear is actually an official term in the bear world. A nuisance black bear is any black bear that someone considers unwelcome. Everyone has a different idea about what that makes and what merits that type of designation. So it's on the bear website. It's an
level 1 on the hot crazy matrix for bears is wary of people. They're not shooting that one. Number 2, indifferent to people. They're probably not shooting that one either.
Those are the Yellowstone bears.
Number 3, boy, this is fuzzy printing. Bold behavior and property damage.
Okay. Like
bold behavior and property damage.
Stray cats that come in and demand you feed them.
And then level 4 is, flat out, I'm going to tear you up. But I don't see why they have to euthanize this bear. We have no information that the woman is fatally injured. I hope she's not. well, we don't know what caused the. Well, we do know there was a cub nearby.
Okay.
And we don't know why this woman was attacked by the bear. We don't know. Usually, sometimes not. Well, on the Matrix, it says sometimes a dog can bring about the response from a mare. So if Mrs. Haverkamp went out with her little ankle biter, and that dog was going nuts, maybe the bear responded.
Where on your? Do you have your chart still available?
I do have a hot, crazy Matrix bear chart.
Where would the
right here?
They're not really wild. Where would like the Bernstein bears go?
Bernstein bears?
Yeah, Bernstein bears. Would they be?
They're
They're pretty high functional. They can drive.
Yeah,
they can go
they're
to the
New York
store.
Jew bears. Though.
Yeah. They're level 2. They're indifferent just so they get paid for their. For
Matthew, they're
book
living
show.
on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're
Moving on up.
They're domesticated.
Have you guys
The
heard
woman
of the
was severely injured. I should note that, but there's I have no indication that she's.
Wait, what did you just say?
The woman was severely injured.
Oh, I thought you said the bear was.
No.
Well, she was protecting her cubs, obviously.
So maybe the severity of her injury puts the bear at level 4 on the Matrix.
Okay. Where would they define Urban Dictionary bears?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kenny.
Well, anyway, there's some bear news
Off
for
the
you.
charts. Off the charts.
Oh, wait, this is a bear
Joe,
update.
It
Joe,
is.
have you heard? Oh, you got
What
the
am I
sounder?
doing? Why did I forget bear
Well,
update?
because you weren't paying attention.
I was paying attention. I was looking
You
up
were
the
thinking
nuisance
about
bear
that baseball
designation.
game.
You're thinking of the bear.
We interrupt this program to bring you a bulletin concerning
that's
the
why.
bear in Central City. Jellystone Park has turned into a city. Hold it, bear! Hey, look at that bear up there! Somebody left their fur coat on a parapet. All right, look out! Come back here, bear! Don't be afraid, bear. Move this way.
In the city.
Give me your paw.
What did you do that for?
See that?
I didn't buy them.
That's not a bear.
You know, that's a technicality. it works.
The last
it
clip
works.
being a lion.
Not a bear.
Bert Lars saying, "What did you do that for?"
It's
I
not
didn't
even
buy
a
them."
bear.
Even though he's a lion,
It's not even a bear.
He could have been a bear.
You just were
Mickey
like-
Rooney thought he was a bear.
Yeah.
Remember in the show, he said, "What about you, bear?"
Joe, have you heard of modern day mountain man Steven Ranella?
No.
He has a podcast called Meat Eaters. He's a really cool guy. And on his channel, they talk a lot about bear attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, they have wheelbarrows to haul them around, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And they say when you're out in the wild and a grizzly is coming at you, if that grizzly is approaching you with its head up,
Yeah.
it has no intention of attacking.
Oh.
And you can just relax and be cool. However, if that grizzly is approaching you with the head down,
Yeah.
no matter what you do,
Shoot it.
you're about to die.
Oh, wow.
And they have a euphemism. They call it bear spray. But
Yeah.
what they mean by bear spray is, 357.
Right. Well, anyway, there's a black bear and her cub in Comstock, Wisconsin, and apparently if the bear is rounded up, it will be euthanized.
Okay. If a bear was running after me, I wouldn't know what to do.
Tell me about that kid you met, because it was the first person I met on Saturday, and I think it was one of the first people you met on
Colton.
Saturday. That GLer.
His name is Colton, and he was a real sharp, polite young kid, and people were yelling out, "Our next governor," and I said, "He's already better than the one we got." And he was a good kid. He likes the show. He was into the show.
Love that.
And he ended up being my secretary because he had a pen that I didn't have. And
a
he
Sharpie?
Yeah, he had a Sharpie, and he stood by in case the Sharpie
I think we
was
signed a lot of his stuff, didn't his hat or his...
His parents run a charity called Shot for Hope, where they take out kids that might not be able to do it otherwise and take them out hunting when they have a threatening illness or a life-threatening disability or anything like that.
That's awesome.
And they take these kids hunting around the globe and fulfill these dreams.
Wonderful.
his parents are really, really cool people, and their charity is Shot for Hope, and it's pretty neat.
Shot for
Reavers,
hope.
I don't want to make it feel bad, but this Colton was looking forward to talking to you about baseball, and you weren't there.
Colton, I am so sorry.
Because your kids lost to a group of 9-year-old girl team?
10 you. But yeah, I was. Both of my boys were playing in the state tournament this weekend, Colton. So I apologize for not being able to attend.
I wonder if Colton was here, if he'd have that bear update sounder at the ready.
Wow. See, I did deserve that.
Hello.
I did deserve that.
Only because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park in Mpumalanga Province, South Africa, from the Traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
Joe, today is July 14th.
Well, on this day in 1864, 4 Minnesota regiments defeated their old nemesis, Nathan Bedford Forrest, in a battle at Tupelo, Mississippi. Isn't that where Elvis is from? The 7th Minnesota Regiment played the largest role and lost 62 men. Colonel Alexander Wilkin of the 9th Minnesota Regiment was killed, making him Minnesota's highest-ranking casualty for the Civil War.
Interesting.
In the Civil War. On this day,
July 14,
in 1901, a special act of the state legislature released Jim and Cole Younger from the Minnesota State Prison at Stillwater. They had been incarcerated for the murder of an employee during the Northfield bank raid. Jim Young would commit suicide in St. Paul, but Cole Young toured on a Wild West show with Frank James, lecturing on what my life has taught me. He died in 1915, his body still holding 7 bullets.
He had a quick turn. He got it. You know what? I can turn this into a speaking engagement.
On this day,
July 14,
in 1924, Lawrence S. Donaldson, founder of the first department store in the Northwest, which would have been Donaldson's, died in Minneapolis. And on this day,
on July 14th,
in 1948, Hubert H. Humphrey gave a rousing speech on the subject of civil rights for African Americans at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Humphrey opposed an effort by Harry Truman supporters to put a weak civil rights plank in the Democratic platform in order to carry the southern states. The speech marked the beginning of Humphrey's rise to national attention and was a turning point in the Democratic Party's shift from a generally segregationist party to one advocating full legal rights for minorities.
Wow. And that still wasn't enough for you to look past the Metrodome. And you still ripped the hell out of it.
Oh, no, it wasn't enough. On this day...
that'd be July 14th, Joe.
In 1991, twins related.
Winning streak.
Nope. 1991, they would have been in the Dome.
Right.
Twins retired number 6.
Tony
Oliva's number, he was the 1964 American League Rookie of the Year and a 3-time American League batting champion.
Why is that a disappointment?
It's not. I didn't say it was.
Oh, I thought you
I was on this day in history.
Why did it take him so
now
long?
I have on this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
For July 14th.
1944. The Millerettes unknowingly played the last home game at Nicollet Park before becoming a permanent road team. Well, I don't like that.
Hey guys, I got some good news and bad news. We're going to still play.
We're playing today.
We're playing today and tomorrow.
But you're never playing here again.
But you're going to
They're going to bulldoze this.
Our Millerettes beat Milwaukee 7-6 on their last home game ever.
Sure.
Because they went on the road. On this day,
July 14th,
in the year 2010, David Kahn, was his name David? Yep. Compared Darko to Chris Webber. Uncomfortable conversation. I don't even know what that means. Darko was a ball player.
Well,
NBA
Chris Webber
player.
was a very good basketball player, and Darko was not.
Okay.
That's the disappointment.
But Kahn compared Darko to Chris Webber.
Royce and Mackey got fired, or not fired, but fined.
Really?
What was that the same time, Pat?
How much?
Something about weed, right?
Yeah. He likes weed. Michael Beasley likes the weed.
He's still talking and nobody can hear him.
I know. It's okay.
Thank you, GLers.
Hey, speaking of Patrick, Monday Night Sports Talk's coming up next. And what you should also do is subscribe to the Garage Logic YouTube channel, because on that YouTube channel, you can watch the show each and every single day. And you can also see full segments, video shorts. There's behind the scenes coverage, but it's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube and search for all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up right now at the website, which is, of course, garagelogic.com.
What are you going to do? Well, I think there's a fighting chance that over the years we've had many July 20th fall on a weekday.
Yeah, well, 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
You sure that was real, that they landed on the moon, or that just in a warehouse down in...